Manasseh was only 12 years old when he became king of Judah, and he reigned in Jerusalem for 55 years. But his reign began in darkness, for Manasseh did evil in the eyes of the Lord, following the detestable practices of the nations that the Lord had driven out before Israel. He rebuilt the high places his father Hezekiah had torn down and erected altars to the Baals. He also made Asherah poles and worshipped all the starry hosts, bowing down to them in defiance of the God of Israel. Manasseh built altars to these false gods even in the courts of the Lord's temple, the very place where the Lord had said his name would dwell forever. Manasseh's wickedness did not stop there. He sacrificed his own sons in the fire in the valley of Ben Hinnom, practiced divination and sorcery, and consulted mediums and spiritists. He did much evil in the sight of the Lord, arousing his anger. He even placed a carved image of an idol in the temple, desecrating the house of the Lord. Despite his many sins, the Lord spoke to Manasseh and his people, warning them through his prophets, but they would not listen. Because of his rebellion, the Lord brought the commanders of the army of Assyria against Judah. They captured Manasseh, putting a hook through his nose and shackling him with bronze chains. They carried him away to Babylon, a humiliated and broken king. In his distress, Manasseh humbled himself before the Lord. He prayed earnestly to the God of his fathers, confessing his sins and pleading for mercy. The Lord, in his great compassion, heard Manasseh's prayer and was moved by his repentance. He brought Manasseh back to Jerusalem and restored him to his throne. It was then that Manasseh knew that the Lord is God. After his return, Manasseh transformed into a new man. He began to undo the evil he had done. He fortified the walls of Jerusalem and stationed military commanders in Judah's fortified cities. He removed the foreign gods and idols from the temple, tearing down the altars he had built on the Temple Mount and throughout Jerusalem. In their place, Manasseh restored the altar of the Lord and sacrificed fellowship offerings and thank offerings upon it. He commanded Judah to serve the Lord, the God of Israel. Though the people still sacrificed at the high places, they now did so to honor the Lord. The rest of Manasseh's acts, including his prayer and how God was moved by his plea, were recorded in the annals of the kings of Israel. His story is a testament to both human frailty and God's boundless mercy. After 55 years of rule, Manasseh died and was buried in his palace. His son Amon succeeded him as king. Manasseh's life serves as a powerful reminder of God's justice and mercy. Though his sins were great, his repentance was genuine, and God's forgiveness was complete. As it is written, the Lord is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger and abounding in love. Psalm 103:8.